So hello guys and welcome to another vlog. Today we are having the car which brought the luxury car segment to India and ruling the segment till date with the maximum number of sales. So today we are going to find out that this car is worth of it or not. So let's get to the video right away. So let's get started from the details of the car. So first and foremost, at the front you will see that this car looks so elegant and so classy, and it gets these bi-xenon LED lamps at front which says Mercedes Benz over here. That's the attention to detail, the high LED performance over there. And from the front, the grille looks just extremely beautiful. These are chrome slats on the grille. And here he says E-Class long wheelbase, because in India only the long wheelbase of the E-Class is available. And at front it gets these parking sensors and too many of fake grills, which is a Mercedes thing of doing. And at here it gets a chrome line which also looks very elegant, and Mercedes has used chrome in a lot of places, but it looks just phenomenal indeed. And at the side also you can see the length of the car is just massive. And for the instance, it gets these 17-inch wheels. These are 225, 55, 17. It look a bit under tire. A more bigger wheel would be much nice, but it helps in the ride quality of the vehicle, which is butter smooth. Yeah. So if you further get to the side of the car, here you can see again chrome is used around the windows, and down over here also chrome has been used. And the car is very hard to be captured in one frame because the length of the car is more than 5 meters, way more than 5 meters. And on the door handles also, half of the door handle is finished in chrome, and the attention to detail is so very awesome. And I will show you a cool trick also about this car. And at back also it gets these 17 same wheels. Being a rear wheel drive, it doesn't get a bigger wheels. These wheels are same as the front. And let me show you at the back. These are the crystal tail lamps, which is a Mercedes trademark as such. And as you can see, the attention to detail in them again. These are the reverse lamp, and these also become the indicators. And here it says the E220d. Being the base model, this car is just phenomenal. And has the chrome line underneath the Mercedes logo. And down it gets these parking sensor. There are some fake exhaust, and the rear exhaust are over there, and the underbody is also very nicely packaged. You can see another fake exhaust over here. Too many of fake stuffs in the Mercedes cars. So if we get inside the boot of the car, it opens. The boot is not that big because the spare wheel has took almost all the space over here. It's quite a small boot, being a car of this big. It gets a very small boot as such, and nothing special also in the boot to show some exposed metal, just cost cutting. A light over here, the warning triangle, no electric tailgate, and the reverse camera pop out from here. So for instance, you will look and see and say that there's no reverse camera, but when you get in the reverse camera pop out from here. So now let's get to the main thing of the Mercedes E-Class. That's the rear bench of the car. And first you can see the amount of space is just massive and phenomenal. And on the doors also it gets too many controls over here. I will explain you when we will sit inside. Here it says Mercedes Benz, which is also illuminated. And the seats are phenomenal. They look so very comfortable. So let's get into the seat, but before that let me show you the cool trick, which is the soft door close. What it does at that, it sucks the door inside, like I've kept it like, and it sucks it inside. Once again, like this, and it sucks it inside. And this is so cool. So I have came to the rear bench of the car, and the amount of space over here is just massive. I can stretch my legs almost fully, and and the headrests are also just super soft, and the seat gets a 37-degree recline function, as well as electric adjust over here, so you can adjust the headrest, the recline, and the front and back for the front seat. If you can see the button over here, if you press this button, then you can use these controls to move this seat, which is the passenger seat, coming back, going forward, tilting and all. So if you want to make more space at the back, so you can just press that button and push that seat all the way ahead. And that's a massive legroom over here. That's just massive. And on the door also it gets too many buttons. These are 3 buttons for the memory function, and the material used, this wood, leather, and leather is just phenomenal and extremely nice to touch. And these buttons are for the windows and their sun blinds, like these. And this button is for the rear sun blind, so you can open and close it from here only. And this button is for the sunroof, like you can open and close the sunroof from here only. So that's also very nice. It gets handled to hold on to with a reading light and too many of lights over here. And over here it also gets a mirror with light, which is also nice. And same over here too, and over here as well. And the main party trick lies over here. Yeah, it gets this tablet, which is Mercedes Benz, and using this tablet you can control every system of the car. Like if you go in vehicle, so you can adjust the ambient lighting as you want, the intensity of ambient lighting and all, and you can select the media and control everything from here, which is also an extremely nice touch. The system settings, you change languages, control the volume from here. You can see it shows there. And air conditioning as well. So the air conditioning for the rear controls are over here, which is this. It gets a 3-zone climate control system. It also gets vents over here, and these vents feel so nice to close and open. And over here you can also opt for a rear entertainment package, which is an optional accessory. And at the back it also gets sun blind over here. So these are manual ones, but if you close each and every sun blind, the privacy levels become just infinity. So here the sun blinds close. It's a bit tricky to understand it for the first go. You have to remember which buttons are for the one, but you get used to it. And over here get decent side cubby holders and all. And if we over here, it also gets a wireless charging pad and a bit of storage inside. And overall the rear seat experience of this car is just phenomenal. And you just, when you keep head in it, your head just soak it inside, and it feels so nice to be in the rear seat of the Mercedes E-Class. You don't need a S-Class, man. You just need a E-Class. So guys, here we have came to the front seat of the car, and let me show you the buttons at the door first. So you get this beautiful Mr. Speaker, and this button is to move the left seat, and these are the seat controls. You get this lock and unlock function, and here are the window controls for each and every windows, and these are for the outside rear view mirrors, and this for the rear window child lock. And this button over here is to open the boot of the car, and it get decent size cup holders over here, which can accommodate 2 1-liter bottles quite easily. And over here, this is the electronic parking brake. These controls are for the headlight and the fog lamps of the car. This for the intensity of the instrument cluster as well. So if we talk about the steering wheel of the car, these are the controls for the audio system, and these are the controls for the instrument cluster, and the bottom controls are for the cruise control, and these upper controls are for the instrument cluster. So we can browse to different menus over here, like you can change the tachometer to different settings, and it also gets a G-force monitor over here, which is quite nice. And if the center screen also gets many functions like the range and all. And if we press this home button, it gets into different menu like assistant, service, and trip. and navigation, radio, media, telephone, design, and it gets different designs also, like classic. Right now it's classic. This is the sports one, and this is the progressive one. The progressive one looks the best for me. I personally like the progressive one more. And if we talk about the audio system of the car, this is the Mercedes MBUX. This is not the latest one. It doesn't get a touchscreen, which is shocking for a car of this price, but get these controls to control it, which is also nice and extremely sleek to use, as you can see, and gets a touchpad to use it. So again, nice. And if we get on to vehicle, let me show you some cool things like light settings and ambient light. And this car gets 64 colors of ambient lighting. Yeah, and see, let me show it to you from bottom. Like this is the color number 1, and it goes all the way to 64. And you can adjust the brightness as well, from like the front, rear, and even the display brightness. And you can also offer multiple colors in the ambient light. And this car is just amazingly loaded in terms of feature, like in dynamic select, you can different individual settings like the drive modes and ESP and everything. You can adjust as per your liking. And here are the controls. These controls are to set the different modes of the car, like sports, sport plus, individual, and comfort and eco. There's been comfort, which is the best mode for this car. And this button is for the parking cameras of the car. It only gets a reverse parking camera. And this to turn on and off the parking sensors. This is for the drive select, as I told you. This is for the auto engine start stop. And this is the swivel wheel to control everything. And this is the touchpad. And over here get this button to for the rear sun blind, as you can see. And this button is to turn off the audio system, and this is for the volume control. And these controls are for the air conditioning over here. And these are some for the navigation, radio, media, and different buttons. And over here it also gets twin cup holders, and this is the key of the car, along with some space to keep an ashtray over here, and a cigarette lighter as well. And here is a proper place to keep your key as well, which is very nice. And the wood used in this car is just phenomenal. Over the quality of the car is on the top. Yeah, this is some of the best quality, like proper leather, double stitching over here, this chrome line, these 4 AC vents, and engine start stop button is again an art in itself. You see the design on it is just phenomenal. And over here, this is the parking lever in Mercedes. It gets this stock for parking. So let's get into reverse, and let me show you the reverse parking camera. So here we are into reverse, and why it is not working? Oh, I don't know, it's not working at the moment, but it works. So if you push it down, you get to drive, and up to reverse. It doesn't, and it also gets pedal shifters. If you press any of the pedals, you get into manual mode. But these pedal shifters are of quite cheap quality. These are plastic ones, so a bit of cost cutting over there. And but the steering wheel feels so nice to hold, and it's a fully leather wrapped steering wheel. And the horn is also extremely nice to sound. And if we talk about the glove box, it's quite a big glove box. Also gets a pen holder over here. And overall the quality of the cabin is phenomenal. And here it gets lights, and it gets crazy amounts of lights overall. So like we turn on each and every light at night, so it becomes a studio in it. Here's the SOS button, and this is to open the sun roof of the car. So as I've shown you before only. And it also gets height adjustable seat belt. But I will tell you a gripe that in the front seat it gets these electric edges, but the headrest adjust doesn't work in the front seat, but it works in the rear seat. And the front seat also doesn't get any memory function. So Mercedes is tried to make this car a rear centric car only, means a chauffeur driven car, in more sense, because the front seat doesn't get that much comfort features. But yeah, that's okay. So let me go through it more nicely and show it to you. And it's now navigation, then you can opt for trip over here, and you can go for different settings, and it looks so nice. And as you can see, the motor revving quite nicely. And over here gets a proper dead pedal too, and these are the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal. But the steering wheel gets a manual adjustment, not a electric adjust. And over here get the space over here with twin USB sockets and a SD card socket, but no lights over here, which is shocking. And here are twin cup holders for the rear passenger or the front passenger, which is a bit confusing, but because it is placed in the very middle position. And it also gets an auto dimming inside rear view mirror, and over here it gets a mirror along with the light, and same is the case over here, also mirror along with the light. And it gets twin mic, one over here and another over here. And overall the cabin feels so nice to be in. All day long I can just be in the cabin and touch the materials, because the materials in this car is just phenomenal. And I can also even sleep in the rear bench of the car. That how comfortable this car is. And you can also up this and make it a 3-seater at back, but that's not quite comfortable because it gets a huge hump at back, because it's a rear wheel drive car. So it can give you a bit of the sporty feel too, which is quite nice. And the front seats are also extremely comfortable, as you can see the bolsterings, and you can adjust the under thigh support of the car, which is also very nice. A bit BMW inspired one, or should I say it or not, but yeah, it's inspired from the BMW. And the headrests are also quite soft. So including all the factors, which is the driving feel, the comfort, the features of the car, that's the reason this car is the best seller in the segment. Yeah, Mercedes Benz E class long wheelbase is the best seller in the segment, and it competes with the Audi A6 and the BMW 5 Series. And being both of the phenomenal cars, the Audi A6 and the BMW 5 Series, the Mercedes makes its way to the top selling car in the segment. So guys, this was Shubhodeep Banerjee reviewing the Mercedes Benz E class long wheelbase version. So let's see you guys in the next video really soon. Till then, bye bye and have a nice day.